I wouldn't necessarily say this is the theme of Idaho Fish and Game as a friendly agency. Terry Thompson joining us from Fish and Game this morning. I can remember though when I first went to see that movie, Terry, and young kids think it's still one of the greatest things since sliced bread. And I remind them I was like 15 at the time,
Yeah.
and I'm now 4 times older than that.
Well, I have to admit that I think I've seen one of the Star Wars movies. They've made more, right?
Yeah, gosh, there must be 7 or 8 more now.
Yeah, I am not a movie guy,
I
and
saw the
so
first 3 and then just never got back to it.
yeah, yeah. So, but no, I all of my family they love movies, and I just sit through them because they're just a moment in time of entertainment.
Well, at home I find it very difficult to sit down and pay attention to anything for 2 hours.
Yeah.
If I go to the theater, I went to the theater the last time. It's been a couple of years, but I went to the theater one day after work, and I went to an 11 o'clock showing, and I was the only person in the theater for the movie, and it was very comfortable and very nice. And winter day, and it was maybe January a couple of years ago.
Uh-huh.
I went to see 1917, and then I thought it was a great film. Got nominated for a lot of Oscars and didn't apparently win much. But at home, if I'm sitting down, I don't. I'll look at the length of the movie and say, I don't know that I want to commit to this.
Yep.
So a YouTube video that lasts 10 minutes, much more my style.
That's actually it's interesting because we will post YouTube videos as Fish and Game, and uh, you can through the analytics you can find out how long people are watching your videos, and it's not uncommon for the average viewing length to be like 15 seconds, which I thought was pretty amazing when I started looking at those analytics.
But last year, you had the hunting videos, the people who were on first-time
Yeah.
hunts.
Yep, those were amazing videos.
I watched all of those through because just the scenery
Yeah.
was incredible.
Yep.
This is where you take people out who, essentially they a lot. These are adults, many of them, and they never hunted before, and someone taught them how to do it. And then the camera follows them on the first hunt, right? And they go out, and you see how they actually have acclimated to it.
Exactly. And we've become a real visual society where we want things versus the reading the entire news press release, having a video clip that works. But our own staff out of our headquarters office in Boise produced those videos, which were very well done. And I think it does a really fair, objective view of what it takes to get out and go hunting. And a lot of it was talking about the motivations of a person of why they would want to go hunt. And uh, there was one that was done with a woman, and because women are a growing segment of the population getting into hunting and fishing.
Yeah, I can remember that particular video, and they actually have everyone getting ready on the very day, and
Yep.
and then follow them from there. And there's that anxiety that people go through. It's like anything you're doing for the first time. It's like when you're on the log ride at the amusement park, and you get to the top of the hill, and you know what's coming,
Hmm.
and there's that there's trepidation, but there's excitement in
Yep.
all of that.
That's actually a pretty good segue into one of the things I wanted to talk about today, which was about a week and a half ago, we did a disabled American veteran waterfowl hunt down in Hagerman, and those hunts are designed to provide an opportunity for maybe somebody who hasn't ever had the opportunity to go waterfowl hunting. And we love doing the working with the Veterans Affairs folks here in the state, who then select the disabled veterans that go out with us. But what a great opportunity! And because it was just flashing on me, you're talking about the motivations and the excitement, the anxiety as you get ready. That was the morning that we experienced about 10 days ago down at the Hagerman Wildlife Management area, with these disabled vets as they got ready to get out in the blind and give waterfowl hunting a try.
A lot of them probably came back hooked.
Oh, they are very definitely hooked. The comments we get back from the vets after the hunt, and the day of the hunt itself, but then also I've gotten several emails over the last 10 days from the two that joined us this year, and um, it's a pretty special opportunity, especially because the commission has made uh, a rule that we can have those kind of hunts in an area that is normally closed. So just being able to hunt on the Hagerman Wildlife Management Area is a special, and they recognize the uniqueness of that and respect the opportunity that they're getting that is really pretty unique. And but we bring in volunteer mentors. I'll shout out to one, Barry Cruz. I think Kraus is how you say his name, but he's the Idaho regional director for the Mule Deer Foundation. Helps us out every year. He trains his Labrador Retriever to get out, and so skeets in the blind with Barry and the veteran, and it's just such a cool experience. I'm lucky I get to go along, take a lot of pictures, and document the event.
I had friends who were out there about this time last year, I guess it was. One of the guys who likes to bird hunt in that area is Peyton Manning,
Oh yeah,
and they got their picture taken with him while he was hunting there.
yep.
And I thought they said, oh, they told me I could post it, on the our
Hmm.
website, and I thought this is going to get a lot of page views. Speaking of views, didn't for some reason. But I thought, well, maybe there aren't many Broncos fans in the area. That could be it.
I'm not even going to touch that one,
See,
but
if it had been Brett Favre, everyone would have went, wow.
oh, absolutely. I think I did hear a rumor that Peyton was back in the area doing some waterfowl hunting. So far, waterfowl has been a little um, iffy. Of course, look at the weather. I think I heard today it's supposed to be upper 50s for
Yeah.
Twin Falls. We're not getting a lot of our waters freezing up yet, and so the ducks that are here can be very dispersed. But hopefully, we're going to get some winter storms in here. One, we need the snow to start filling these reservoirs of ours, but we also need some winter storms to bring some birds in.
Wanted to mention, by the way, Terry Thompson with Idaho Fish and Game. It's about 12 minutes after 7 o'clock. And we're at 26 on News Radio 96.1 FM, 1310 KLIX, and News Radio 1310.com. I picture hunting, especially like duck hunting, that it's always got to be gray, a little damp, maybe even some light rain at times. But when I was a kid, that's the way I remember birding seasons.
Yep, absolutely. The frost on the cattails, and it's just kind of I was going to say that rite of passage that you go and you sit in the blind, you get really cold. But duck hunting is a great sport, and I should just say waterfowl hunting, because throw the geese in there as well. But you know, we've got some great waterfowl hunting in here in the Magic Valley area. Hagerman seems to be one of those stopover points for the waterfowl on its migration south. So we hold a lot of birds. I've seen times when the sky was just full of birds, and it's going to happen this year. We just need some weather to help with that.
Got about a minute before the break. Do you want to squeeze in? You've got a couple of or the hearings coming up.
So we do have an open house next Tuesday here at our Magic Valley Regional Office out on north of the Flying J truck stop. What we're looking for is public input on upland game, fur bears, and turkeys. That open house is going to run from 2 in the afternoon to 6 in the evening, again, next Tuesday, December 7th. And uh, when we come back, I can maybe talk a little bit about the proposals. We don't have a lot of proposals from the region itself this year, but if you like to turkey hunt or potentially have anything to do with trapping beaver, these proposals would interest you.
And all you have to do is drop in.
Drop in. There's also some opportunities. You can provide comments online going through our website. You can even go to the commission meeting in January when the commission will be discussing these new potential rules and season setting for the next 2-year cycle.
We've got more on the way with Terry Thompson from Idaho Fish and Game. It's 28. Almost 7:15. The Ag Report and the weather on the way, too. Bill Colley on Magic Valley this morning on News Radio 96.1 FM, 1310 KLIX, and News Radio 1310.com. Terry Thompson joining us this morning from Idaho Fish and Game, and of course on News Radio 96.1 FM, 1310 KLIX, and News Radio 1310.com. Bill Colley with you. I'm here until 10 a.m. Just a quick reminder, Idaho State Police at 8:30 this morning, and we have Pastors Roundtable coming up at 9 o'clock. 7:21, and we're at 26. So we got into this. We wanted to get into this a little bit more, though, about some of the proposals you'll be talking about next Tuesday at this open house in Jerome.
Sure. So if you like to turkey hunt, most people realize that we don't have a lot of turkeys in the Magic Valley region. There's only a small pocket in the South Hills in what we call Game Management Unit 54 and the Big Cottonwood area. Excuse me. The that population has taken some pretty significant hits lately. We've had two very large fires down in the South Hills, the Minidoka complex several years ago. Everybody remembers the Badger fire just a couple of years ago or a year ago, and so we've lost some habitat. We talk a lot about the big game winter range that we lost, but the habitat for the turkeys has also been diminished. And so because of that, we are proposing to reduce the number of turkey tags available out of Unit 54. In the past, we've had two controlled hunts. Each hunt provided 60 tags. And then we had a youth hunt that had, I believe, 30 tags. We're proposing to reduce these down, the youth hunt down to 15 tags, and then combining the two controlled hunts into one. It would basically span the same time frame, mid-April to late May, and but reduce those tags down to 15 as well. You know, we talk a lot about providing opportunity, but we also have to recognize that opportunity means that there are animals out on the landscape for hunters or trappers to pursue. So we're noticing a decline in population, so it's time to, or we're proposing to reduce the hunting opportunity out there to maybe see if we can't get these birds to rebuild a bit.
Got to ask you about mountain lions if we can for a couple of minutes here, because I've been reading a lot about this in the population. It's either we're seeing a bigger population, or we're seeing more and more, because of the growth of the housing in this area is encroaching on areas perhaps where we didn't see them before, or maybe a combination of both. But sightings continue in the area.
They do. It's become, I'm not going to say daily, but we sure are hearing a lot of people, again, north of Kimberly, on the outskirts of Twin on the east side. And what we're seeing the same kind of trend in the Wood River Valley, and up there we were attributing it to resident deer herds, elk herds. So you're basically setting the table for these cats because that's their preferred prey source. But also we have a lot more security cameras and Ring doorbells. So people are now finding out that they've had a mountain lion on their porch overnight, that where before they never saw that. But folks probably remember, I don't know, maybe about a month ago, I guess it was right around Halloween, we had some domestic livestock that were taken by a mountain lion. We had some other livestock that was presumed to be taken by a mountain lion, but we weren't able to actually make a confirmed case on that. But this is not, we don't like to talk about this in a sense because it for some people it causes a high level of anxiety. My point is more of awareness, vigilance, because these lions have been living in and around Twin Falls for however many years you want to say, because the Snake River Canyon is a great habitat for them. We do have what appears to be a growing deer herd that live out there. There's not a lot of hunting pressure on them, and so that population then has an opportunity to expand. And again, Mule deer are the preferred prey source for a mountain lion, so lions are going to follow the food source. So the thing to keep in mind is just be aware, especially if you're going to do your morning walk, your morning runs. Um, it was interesting when we knocked on doors a couple weeks ago, how many people say, "Oh, I walk the streets out here every morning at 5:30." And so my suggestion is get yourself a bottle of bear spray. In my mind, it's just good prevention. Um, Again, we're not saying that there's any more risk now than there has been, but uh, because we know they're there, people should just be aware and be vigilant.
Or get a treadmill and work out inside. Well, again, they're not. They can be vicious animals, but they're not looking for trouble.
No,
And so again, you just it's the worry is surprising them.
yeah. The one thing that I think we were seeing up in the Wood River Valley, and this is kind of educated conjecture, I'll put it that way, is that it appears at least up there, and I would probably say it's similar down here, is that now we're having mountain lion litters born in and around communities. So there that natural fear that we always assume, oh, a mountain lion is going to run away from a human. But if you are a lion kitten and that you grow up your entire life in and around communities, people, cars, dogs, you lose that natural fear. We started seeing mountain lions in the middle of the day on the bike path up around Ketchum. That is not normal cat behavior. Um, but the cats are not, they've changed the way that they behave. And so looking at what causes that behavior change, it's probably just that you have lions that are growing up in and around communities. And so but because they're also used to being around people, they don't seem to be showing aggression towards people. But at the same time, um, these are wild animals, and we don't want to have a situation where somebody ends up surprising one or cornering one, because then you end up to that fight or flight. And if the lion can't flee, then they're going to fight, and that's the situation we're trying to avoid.
Yeah, you don't have time to tell them, hey, the back door is over there.
Yeah.
We've got more coming up with Terry Thompson from Idaho Fish and Game. I'm going to be getting an update on chronic wasting disease. It's 26. We're at 7:30. Local news is next. Bill Colley as well on News Radio 96.1 FM, 1310 KLIX, and News Radio 1310.com.